Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like down below. We have a release date for Switchblade J White for AEW Fight Forever, the last character in the Season 4 pass. Let's go over to X. Let's check out his entrance, which is only 10 seconds. And then we'll talk about the future of this game. Okay, so over here on X, I'm just going to play it here. And since it's only 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure the audio won't matter. But we'll find out when I do the editing or when I upload it. Alright, his character model looks really good, just like all the other DLC except for Bunny. They did a really bad job on her. And that's it. That's his entrance. There you go. 10 seconds long. Alright, so I'm going to have this muted. And I'm just going to let it keep playing while we talk about the game here. Alright, so AEW Fight Forever. I feel like this is the ending based off of everything I've seen. The complete edition or whatever, the ultimate edition, the wording, verbiage of that makes me believe that this is it. They're done after this. Will AEW pay them to make a season 5 to try to get money out of Mercedes Moné? Other wrestlers that haven't been in the game yet. There's a lot of wrestlers that still aren't in the game. But if Joe didn't do it, if Swerve didn't do it, if Jay White doesn't do it, I don't know. Who else is there? I don't think Mercedes is the biggest draw as everybody thinks she is. I mean, if you look at the arenas, they're still pretty much empty. And then you watch a SmackDown, full. I just feel like if they're going to make any more content for this game, they should just save that for a sequel, if they are going to keep working together. For me personally, I'm done with this game. I don't want anything else for this game. Move on to the next thing. The game has had such a bad reputation. They're not going to add creation parts. They can't figure out how to change the pin system, the kick out submission system, all that stuff. That would have to like redo the code or something, according to one of the developers. I mean, there's not enough funding to do that because you have to rip apart the code. If I'm understanding correctly, I'm not a game designer, to redo the pin system and submission system. I kind of want Ukes to either A, go back to WWE and work with Visual Concepts, but don't work on 2K24 or 25, the 2K series. Have them be doing their own thing. Come up with an original game. We don't need another No Mercy clone. Ultra Pro Wrestling has that on lock. AEW unfortunately failed at trying to recapture that. They came close, but everything kind of fell apart. There's not enough stuff to do. The gameplay isn't flushed out 100% with the pin system and submission system. The creation suite is terrible. The N64 games had more options from, 15, 20 years ago? I feel like Ukes needs to go back to WWE, work on a side game, something different, something new. Like I just said, something like All-Stars, some arcadey game, totally different, making it all original. There's a series of figures called Masters of the WWE Universe. I feel like that would be a great premise for a side game, something different. I know a lot of you guys like the simulation, but we have a simulation wrestling game, WWE. We have the super hyper realistic wrestling game in the works with the wrestling code if it ever comes out. And then we have our retro, classic, old fans wrestling game in the works with Ultra Pro Wrestling. So we have all our bases covered except one. Arcade, over the top, crazy style wrestling game. And I feel like Ukes, since they're so good at creating the system for these wrestling games, I'd feel like they'd probably knock that out of the park if they had an opportunity to do so and the proper funding. I'm very curious if they'll even be considered for AEW Fight Forever 2. If we even get an AEW Fight Forever 2, seeing the show week to week would lead me to believe that we're not getting another game. And if we do get another game, the biggest names in the first game won't be there. We're talking Cody Rhodes. We're talking CM Punk. And we're talking Jade Cargill, although her time in WWE hasn't been as awesome as her time in AEW was, because they pushed her to the moon. They kept her in her wheelhouse and made her a dominant force in AEW. So when she got to WWE, rough around the edges, I think she's awesome. They just need to book her to her strengths. Like, why is she jumping off ropes and doing all crazy stuff? She's a powerhouse. Book her like a powerhouse, but don't do squash matches. You kind of have to find that balance. Anyway, so personally, don't want another game from Ukes. Let somebody else have a crack at it. Have Ukes go to WWE, work on an all-star style game, or have them just go do their own thing, come up with an all-original wrestling game. There we go. Just something totally different, original, their own thing. They can get all the funding from it. They don't have to worry about it. And then once they have that new wrestle system built, then they could be hired by other companies to make wrestling games. I don't know. I just, food for thought. What do you want? Do you want another AEW game? Do you want them to continue supporting this game? I think we might get one more DLC character as Mercedes Moné, because he wants to try to get as much money back from hiring her as possible, I'm guessing. I'm talking action figures, all that stuff. So her coming to the game would probably be the last thing we see, if we see anything else. Anyway, as I was saying, sound in the comments below. Are you excited for him? And also, he comes out July 10th. I forgot to mention that early in the video. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.